Well, good morning, and it's Tuesday, and it's July 19, and we're basically a little more than halfway through July this summer, and this is a recording for my Greek Orthodoxy page on YouTube, and it's basically about my Orthodox Christian faith, and I gave an introductory video for that, and so today I want to go a little more into that detail about my journey to Orthodoxy and how I became Greek Orthodox, being African American that I am. And so I woke up this morning, and the first thought that came to my mind was to I listened to some music, very inspirational music in the morning, and then I do my prayers and Bible reading, and now making my coffee, hazelnut, by the way. I'm a big Starbucks person, but sometimes I have to go in that phase where I just go to the store and I just get my ground coffee, because going to Starbucks every day, that's really expensive. So, gotta pinch my pennies for making these movies and this new motion picture production company I started. But this is about the Orthodox faith and my journey to its Greek Orthodoxy. One of the things that, there are all kinds of factors. People say, how did you become Greek Orthodox? And, why did you choose Greek Orthodoxy? And my answer to that question is, I didn't choose Greek Orthodoxy. God chose Greek Orthodoxy. And so you say to me, you believe in God? And I'll say to you, yes. Don't you? I mean, what else is there? Really, think about it. I mean, if you look at the universe and all that there is, do you really think it just came out of nothing all by itself? I don't think so. And, one of the things that evolutionists have never been able to convince me of, and I think I'm a highly rational person, is, where does reason and thought come from? Where does morality come from? I don't think that stuff just grew out of, gradual evolution. I mean, I think there is some evolution that took place in there, and don't take me wrong, I'm not talking about, whether biological evolution actually happened or anything like that. I'm not even getting into that right now. I'm sure at one point I will. Don't assume anything about what I believe. I think there's a lot of assuming going on about me since I started this motion picture company. A lot of gossip, a lot of assuming, and it's all, I have to tell you, a lot of that is just garbage. And, but anyway, I don't want to get off track. I have here something that played a big role in my final, what I would call, confirmation moment of becoming an Orthodox Christian, and that's the Orthodox Study Bible. It didn't make me become Greek Orthodox, but as the story goes, I'm an ancient historian, and as an ancient historian, I have studied, ancient Greece, ancient Rome. My BA is in ancient history, and I'm a big historian. You ask me anything about history, and I pretty much, unless it's really kind of the thing you get from Trivia Pursuit, I pretty much know it. Okay. And so it was my historical journey, the reading of the fathers as working on my bachelor's degree. I started learning Latin and Greek, and German. A lot of the really best historians wrote in German, especially ancient historians. And so I started learning Latin and Greek, and I don't remember the moment when I first took sight of or notice of Orthodoxy, Greek Orthodoxy, or what we call Eastern Orthodox Christianity in that part of my journey. I know I was reading the fathers. I was reading Justin Martyr, and I was reading St. Irenaeus, and I was reading Polycarp and St. Ignatius of Antioch, and I was reading these people, John Chrysostom and St. Ambrose, and I can go on and on of all these people that I've read in Latin or in Greek or English. And I was reading them, and I met this person, and she was Greek, and there was, I don't know how it happened. It must have been in the library or something. I don't remember. But somehow I got invited to go to this Orthodox church in Binghamton, New York. And it was the first time I had ever went into an Orthodox church. It was the first time I had ever seen one before, that I've ever seen one. And I went in there, and I was amazed, and at the sights, the sounds. I was a bit taken aback by the linguistic situation and the very heavy ethnic component. But through that, there was all of this beauty. And so I didn't immediately at that point go, I'm going to become Orthodox or anything, but it shined the light that there was this entity out there, this entity of faith that was a part of the Christian journey. Because at that point I was a Christian. I had already been, I already come to know the Lord. The Lord had already called me by His grace to believe in Him. And so I wasn't going there. I wasn't becoming a Christian when I was doing that. But it just shined the light. And it took several years after that. I think I maybe went one or twice, and then I just was off to the rest of my life doing what I was doing. And then one day, after I had moved to Boulder, I was watching a show on TBN, Trinity Broadcast Network, and there was a priest on there, and the priest was talking about, he was describing Orthodoxy, and he said, we have a new Bible out, and it's called the Orthodox Study Bible. And so I said, it like turned on, all the lights inside just turned on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get that Bible, because I was raised as, I'm a Protestant, right? And so the Bible is like the be all and end all of everything. It's like only the Bible matters, and read the Bible and blah blah blah. So I said, wow, that is what, that's something. It was almost like my spirit said, that's something we've been waiting for to happen, that we're going to have this Bible, and that we're going to be able to understand Orthodoxy from the scriptures, at least to me. And so I determined that day to go, and so I went to this. One of the things that he said, the priest, on that interview was like, go and see, just go pick up the Bible and read it and learn about Orthodoxy. I'm always a curious person, and I'm always interested in doing new things and being creative with my life. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do that. So like the next Saturday or Sunday, the next Sunday I think it was, or something like that, I called up the priest, and at the time, and the priest happened to be named Father Nick, and I said, I want to come to your church and to just look around, talk to you about the faith, and pick up one of those Bibles, those Orthodox study Bibles. And so at that time, I went, and it was, I really think it was Vespers. I think that's why I like going to Vespers so much more than, cradled Orthodox do. I go to Vespers more than I enjoy going to Vespers a lot, as opposed to Divine Liturgy, which is awesome, but maybe that's why I do it. But anyway, that's another story. I went there, and I remember walking in the door, and Father Nick looked at me like he was totally shocked that here was this African American man is just, coming in and wanting to know about Orthodoxy, Greek Orthodoxy. And then he looked at me and he said, I remember, he said, are you sure you're in the right place? And I'm like, what? Really? No, I'm in the right place. And so from there on, he just took me around, and we talked about the faith, and that's another long story. I won't get into all of that right now, but I just wanted to share the fact that in closing, about my journey to Greek Orthodox Christianity and my faith as a Greek Orthodox Christian. One of the things I want to say is I'm American through and through. Apple pie and George Washington is me. I could tell you anything about America, about its presidents, about its history. I can't imagine being anything other than, red, white, and blue American as apple pie. But in faith, in metaphysics, in history, ancient history, I'm Greek Orthodox. And, that's all I want to say today, about the faith. And what I would say to you is that this Bible is important to me, and so are the fathers of the faith, and so are the 7 ecumenical councils, which we will talk about over time, and so are the bishops and the patriarchs, and the language of the early Christians, which is Greek, and Hebrew. We must never forget that. We must never forget that the first Christians were Jewish, and that foundation, that Judaic foundation, can never be taken away, can never be downgraded in any fashion, because to do that is to downgrade Jesus Christ, who was born of the Theotokos, the Virgin Mary, as a Jewish man, son of David. And so there is no part of me that's not American, Greek, and maybe even a little Jewish. So until next time, about my Greek Orthodoxy, toodle.